I was like, for real? I'm the only one that's ever been here for you. What the heck? Like, don't turn on me. Like, don't backstab, someone who's always had your back.
Paul, do you promise to love Micah, supporting her through the experiences of your lives, and to share in the joys of choosing one another for as long as your souls are united?
I love you. But I don't think that we can choose each other right now. But I think that we're not there.
Were you surprised by his decision at the altar?
It's hard to say. I think that, I'm not sure how it comes off on the show. I haven't seen it, but I was so emotional that entire day. I think deep down, I knew that he wasn't going to say yes. And it hurt. It hurt really bad. It felt like I was walking up to the death of a relationship. And I think that's why I was so emotional. And at the altar, I wanted to give him that one last chance to prove me wrong. Like, no, you're going to take the leap. You're going to try. You're going to show me you're willing to risk it all.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. So.
If he had said yes, would you have said yes?
Yeah, I would have said yes in that moment. I was willing to risk it. Did I know what the future looked like exactly? Absolutely not. But I was willing to try.
In this moment, the best thing that I can do for us is give you the opportunity to answer first.
I mean, I'm sure you've thought about this in the week since, but if you had gone first and you had said yes, do you think that he would have said yes? Do you think that that would have signaled the all in on your part that he maybe felt that he was missing?
Yeah, so it's actually quite the contrary. I wasn't scared that I would say yes and he would say no. That's not what I was afraid of. I'm not afraid of looking stupid. I already look stupid. Quite frankly. So it's like, I wanted him to say yes for him. I wanted him to say yes because it's what he wanted. I didn't want him to feel pressured because he just saw someone he loves be so vulnerable and say yes. And I wanted him to, have to, decide.
Talk to me about your relationship with Paul. It seemed like when we're watching the pods, it seemed like maybe a little mismatched, but then again, you can see it. You can see why.
Yeah. I think that that's one of the things about Paul and I that actually ended up working. I think we're really different. I think he kind of levels me out a little bit. I think I can be kind of all over the place, woo woo. And he's like, all right, well, this is the baseline of what reality is. So come meet me a little bit closer. One thing I was scared about was I don't want him to dim my sparkle and I don't want to pretty much just stress him out. And maybe that's why it didn't work out. I'm not sure. But in a way, he was the perfect person for me. He was the only person for me on this show. And I would not have changed anything about choosing him.
You're not into it? Are you being serious?
I just feel like that this wasn't meant for you.
Micah, I mean, I feel like Shelby was a scene stealer. It felt great to watch you sort of stand up for Paul in that moment when she was like, this is not it. And you were like, no, this is my guy. You need to get on board. Or you at any point yo, you're going to be on TV, Shelby. Dial it down a notch.
Yeah. I was like, can you chill? I was like, we can talk about this later. But she is so true to who she is. She's a strong woman. She sticks up for the people she loves and she loves me. So yeah. She does not want anything bad for me. She wants me to be happy and she's going to ride for me. And in that moment, she didn't feel like it was right. She was going to say something.
Yeah, she most definitely did. I thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, during the wedding, she's like, this is what I wanted.
That's how I wanted it to go.
One of my bridesmaids said she was squeezing her hand what is this girl about to do? She didn't even.
Oh my God.
Will you have this woman from this day forward to be your wedded wife in times of celebration, in times of sadness? If so, say, I will.
Tiffany, I most definitely will.
Tiffany, what was that day like for you? I mean, was there any doubt in your mind? It felt like you guys had argued about like money and bills, which, like, spoiler alert, that's what all married people fight over. Nothing says
No.
we're married like fighting about bills.
There was no doubt in my mind. It sounds crazy, but I just knew it. It was just a gut feeling that Brett was it. Brett was my person. So I had no doubts. I don't know how it looks on the show, but I think I was so emotional. I think as I'm getting dressed, because I was like, this is it. Like, I've dated for so long. I've dated so many people, and I'm finally here at this moment. So why am I getting emotional just thinking about it? But yeah, no doubts.
It seemed like you and Brett, I mean, I don't want to say it was like smooth sailing, because I'm sure there were rocky patches and obviously it's very emotional. But what was it about Brett that you were like, yeah, I think this is the guy. I think this is the real deal.
Yeah, I am big onto digging into somebody's like past behavior, digging into who they actually are, so that way I know how they're going to treat me in the future. And I think with Brett, I thought I needed somebody that was like super outgoing, very like lively and vibrant. Brett's not that kind of guy. Brett is like the type of person where he is a little bit more introverted, but man, he is just a beautiful person, a beautiful soul, inside and out.
Yeah.
So I was able to see that during the pods and like really just asking those questions. I'm thankful that the pods like gave me that experience to ask those hard questions to really get to know him. We kind of talk about like, if we were to meet in the real world, would we have taken the time to really take a chance on one another? Would we have asked those hard questions? But the pods allowed me to do that.
In the moment I pick up the phone, I just hear him crying, just crying. And he's like, he's gone. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, he's gone. My oldest brother is gone.
It seemed like one of the things holding Brett back was like just his fear of like good things happening in general to him because of his past history.
I guess I may have to leave that for Brett to answer. My thing was I wanted to provide him reassurance that I wasn't going anywhere and that I'm a good person. Like, I'm not here to hurt him. I didn't have any type of motives for being on the show. It was simply to find my person. So I think during the pods, it was just constantly providing him that reassurance and see if he came around. And if he didn't, that was fine. I just knew I wanted to have him in my life.
For both of you ladies, were you able to suss out who was on the show? I'm sure at this point we're 4 seasons in, there's people who want to be on the show to like build a career, and then there's people who want to be on the show to find love. Were you able to suss that out, whether it's the other women or even or in the guys?
Yeah, I guess you just never know. You know, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I mean, people are just, they're gonna always do what they want to do. I just had to stay true to who I was.
Yeah, Mike, how about for you?
Yeah, I mean, people are pulling theatrics or doing whatever to try to like get some sort of clout or something. I think the most important thing was to kind of stay in my lane and just focus on my relationship.